You want to join me for yoga, Missy? You want to do yoga with me? Hi friends, I'm Katie. This is just gonna be like 20, 25, 30, depending on how long I end up going, but 20 to 30 minutes of not too intense, but still power flow. It will be slow, we'll do deep stretches, we'll get some strength work, but nothing too crazy. So let's go ahead and get started, just in a comfortable seat. We have Ruby with us today, our little yoga dog. So comfortable seated position. And that can look like this. This is called easy pose, one ankle in front of the other. You can cross your ankles, you can kneel. You can also sit up on a block, a pillow, something to prop you up a little bit and allow you to sit up taller, feel more comfortable. So just sitting up nice and tall, close your eyes. And just take a moment to find your breath. To slow down your breath. And to just notice how you feel. You can soften the muscles in your face, unclench your jaw, loosen up through your forehead, let your shoulders melt down away from your ears. Let's take a great big inhale all together, so fill up as big as you can, hold at the top, hold, 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 and then exhale, let it go. Do that twice more. Inhale, fill up. So see if you can get even taller through your spine. Take up more space, broaden your shoulders, your collarbones, hold. And then big sigh, release. Last one, just like that. Inhale, fill up. Take a moment to pause. When you think you are full, see if you can sip in one or two more little breaths of air. And then open mouth sigh, let it go. Good, come forward to your hands and your knees. And let's start to cultivate ujjayi breath as we move through some cat-cows. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. Inhale to arch your spine. Exhale to round your back. So just nice and easy through those two movements, back and forth. And make this movement as big as you can, as exaggerated as you can. So you're not just moving through your head and your butt, but your entire spine is moving. It's undulating like a wave. And also use this time to deepen your breath, to cultivate your ujjayi. So make it as big and spacious, as powerful and strong as you can. Take just a couple more rounds of these back and forth. This feels so good. Such a simple movement, but it really is just like physical therapy for your spine. As you feel ready, let's just take it back into a downward facing dog. So in your next couple of breaths or so, move into your down dog. And once you're there, just start exploring, feeling into it, feeling around. So maybe pedal out your heels or shift your weight from side to side. And windshield wiper your heels from side to side. And really spread your fingers and push your fingertips into the ground. Push the ground away. So as you push the ground away, you should feel the strength in your arms. You should feel space and length underneath your armpits. Lengthen through your side bodies. Lift from your center. So really noticing as much as you can here and finding the most efficient way to be in your down dog for you today. Take just a couple more breaths. And then end of your next exhale, friends, we're just gonna sit our knees back down on the ground. And we'll thread the needle. So knees just a little bit wider than hips. Reach your right arm out to the right and all the way up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, thread your right arm through. So reach, 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 come down to rest on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. And then breathe into your back body. You can take this anywhere you want. So maybe your left arm wraps behind you. Maybe you interlace your left fingers with your right fingers, kind of gently tug or pull. I personally usually like to push my left fingertips into the ground, gaze underneath my left armpit, and I can really feel the twist. Take about 2 more rounds of breath. Really big, spacious inhales. Feel the inflation of each inhale in your back body. Exhale all the way to empty with every single exhale. See if you can find that navel to spine connection at the very bottom. And if you do happen to have your left hand lifted, bring your left palm back to the ground. Next time you breathe in, unthread your right arm and reach it all the way up, 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 up. Now set your right hand down. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. From your down dog, right leg to the sky. And then open up your right hip. So bend your knee, reach your knee out, reach your knee up. You can stay here if this feels like a lot or if this feels like a really good stretch. Otherwise, start to draw, so keep this position with your leg. Imagine you've got a rolled up washcloth behind your knee and you're trying to squeeze it and wring it out. And then start to draw big circles with your right knee through space. Fullest range of motion you can find, and every other part of your body stays very still. Reverse your circles, take them in the opposite direction. Again, fullest range of motion, every other part of your body is stabilizing. So every other part of your body is just strong, quiet. All right, extend your right leg super high. One more in-breath. And then exhale, step your right foot to the very top of your yoga mat, low lunge. Let's set our back knee down gently. So you can double up your mat if you need extra cushion, fold over the side. Or since you're probably at home, maybe you have a pillow or a blanket, a sweatshirt you can put under your back knee if you need it. Hands come up to your front thigh, and then walk your front foot forward just an inch or so. See if you can begin to lean your lower body just slightly forward and down. Your upper body stays lifted long. So right butt cheek towards your right heel. Don't let your left hip turn out to the left. Keep it facing straight forward. Draw your belly button in and up, so lengthen through your low spine. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Maybe take your left arm to the sky. Maybe take your right arm to the sky. Breathe about 3 more rounds of breath, just sitting in your lunge. Slow, steady, spacious, soft through your face, allowing sensation to move through you. Good job, you guys. Take one more big inhale. Reach higher, lift your heart higher, gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground. And then we'll move into a twisted lunge. So you choose, back knee can stay down, or you can tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Take your right arm to the sky for a little twist. Gaze up at your right fingertips. If your back knee is lifted, make your back leg and your back foot feel really strong, like the power of the pose is coming from your back leg. See if you can breathe down into your belly and use your exhale to work your twist. Take one more round. End of your exhale, unwind. If you have your back knee on the ground, lift it up now. Everybody walk your hands over to the left long edge of your mat, parallel your feet and straighten your legs. So you're in a wide-legged straddle position. Halfway lift on an inhale. And keep your hands on the ground, or you can play with reaching arms out to the sides for a little more. And then let it go, work into your fold whenever you're ready. So about 5 breaths. You're welcome to explore with movement if you'd like, if that would feel more skillful or more beneficial to you. You're welcome to just find stillness and simply breathe. So whatever your body is calling for in this moment. Just be present with what you're feeling, with what you're experiencing. Be present with each breath as it is happening. Take a couple more. Next time you breathe in, come back to a halfway lift position. And then slowly begin to crawl your hands to the top of your mat. Rotate your toes to face forward so you're back in a lunge. Step your front foot back into a plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. You can come to your knees if you'd rather modify. Exhale to slowly lower all the way down, one strong straight line. Back bend of your choice. So Spider-Man Cobra, Baby Cobra, Full Cobra, Up Dog. Take just a moment. This is our first belly back bend, heart opener. So it might feel good to just be there for a second. When you're ready, child's pose. Just sit back, hips to your heels, forehead to your mat. Reconnect to your slow, steady breaths. Breathe down into your low belly and low back, especially here. Your knees can be nice and wide, or your knees can be together, even somewhere in between. Maybe give yourself an open mouth exhale, sigh it out. Next time you breathe in, hands and knees, tabletop. Knees just slightly wider than your hips. Thread the needle, left arm out to the left, all the way up to the sky. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, thread your left arm through. So reach, 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 and then come down to rest on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. Wherever you want to take it on this side, whatever variation you would like to explore. Focus on your slow, deep breaths. Good job, you guys. Take about 3 more. Just noticing, feeling, observing, making any little adjustments that might help you get more out of the pose. So rather than tuning out when we hold these poses a little longer, tune in. If you do happen to have your right hand lifted, slowly bring your right palm back to the earth. And then next time you breathe in, unthread your left arm, reach it all the way up as high as you can one more time. And set your left hand down. Take it back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, left leg to the sky. And then bend your knee, heel towards your butt. Reach your left knee out and up. So opening through your left hip, stack your left hip on top of right. Flex your left toes, so active through your left foot. Imagine you're squeezing that invisible rolled up washcloth with the back of your knee. And then draw your big circles with your left knee through space. Fullest range of motion, keep squeezing your invisible washcloth. Keep your toes flexed and active. Every other part of your body very still. Reverse your circles. And feel the mobility in your left hip. Good. All right, extend your left leg as high as you can. Stretch it out. Breathe in, push the ground away. And then use your core. Exhale, step your left foot through softly, low lunge. Back knee comes down gently. If you want extra cushion, fold over the side of your mat or grab something. Hello, cushion, sweatshirt. Hands up to your front thigh. Walk your front foot forward just a teeny tiny bit. And then imagine you're trying to sit your left butt cheek on your left heel. So let your legs move forward and down. Keep your heart lifted, your spine long. Your low abdominals gently toned, so navel to spine to protect your low back. Feel the length in your low back. Back toes can stay tucked for a little more activation, or you can untuck them, but then try not to let your ankle twist or sickle. So spread your toes and try to press down through your toenails. Option to take your right arm up. Option to take both arms up. And then be here and breathe. Left butt cheek towards your left heel. Allow your legs, allow your hips, I should say, to move a little closer to the earth. But keep your heart lifted. Keep your gaze up. Face is soft. Jaw is unclenched. Soften even through your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyelids. Take one more round. End of your exhale, slowly, hands come to the ground. You can choose back knee stays down or back knee lifts up, and then we'll twist, revolve lunge, left arm to the sky. So open up, left side of your heart opens. If your back knee is lifted, back leg is very strong and powerful, especially your back foot. It's like the power of the pose is coming out of the ground, moving through your back leg, and then you feel that connection to your center. See if you can twist more from your center. Bring out, take 2 more breaths. Good job. End of your second exhalation. We'll move into our wide-legged straddle. So unwind, lift your back knee if it's still on the ground. Walk your hands over the right long edge of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten out your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. You can try adding arms if you want. And then whenever you're ready, work it into your fold or explore in your own way. So headstand if it's in your practice. Handstand hops if they're in your practice. Wherever you'd like to go, just make sure your breath is there, your awareness is there. So don't tune out, tune in. Notice. Be in your body. Stay present. If you're working somewhere, start to wrap it up. Let's take one more round. And then halfway lift, fingertips on the ground, so bend your knees if necessary. Walk your hands to the top of your mat, rotate your toes to face forward, and then step your front foot back, plank position. Come to your knees if you want to modify. Inhale at the top, exhale, slowly lower, strong arms, strong belly. Back bend of your choice. So maybe mix it up, take an extra couple breaths if it feels good. And then we'll meet in a child's pose again. So no rush, but eventually just hips to your heels, forehead to your mat. Reconnect. Rise to your hands and your knees, tabletop. And then this time, we're going to move into a modified side plank. So pivot on your right knee so your right foot comes out behind you. Extend your left leg back and then left arm to the sky. So open it up. Press your hips forward and then reach your your left arm towards the top of your mat or past the top of your mat, bicep next to your ear. So really long through your left side. This is a great place to stay, or you might float your left foot up. Play with balance. Final option, bend your left knee, reach back, grab hold of your foot, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Try not to kick your foot up, but kick your foot back and rotate your heart to look up. Press your hips gently forward. Send your breath all the way down into your belly. Soften through your face. Take one more round in your fullest expression. Very end of your exhale, slowly release back to hands and knees, tabletop. And then from your tabletop, we're going to come down to our forearms for a dolphin pose. I think this is one of the best poses for our upper back and our shoulders, even though it's super torturous. At least it used to be super torturous. Now I don't hate it so much. But forearms should be parallel, or if you want less intensity, you can interlace your fingers. If you have your forearms parallel, make sure your palms are facing down and really press through thumbs and index. Elbows no wider than shoulders, so if it's helpful, grab opposite elbows. That's how far apart you want your elbows. All right, when you're ready, relax your neck, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Walk your toes in as close as you can and lift your hips as high as you can. Don't let your elbows drift apart. Press down firmly through the belly of your forearms and try to keep pressing through thumbs and index. If you would like, option to take your right leg to the sky. We've got about 3 more breaths in dolphin, so hold wherever you're at. If forearm stand is in your practice or you've been working on it, you're welcome to take some little hops from here. Good job, friends. Take one more round, your pose. Press the ground away, hug in with your upper arms. End of your exhale, right foot comes down, knees come down. Again, sit back into child's pose, and this time turn it into embryo. So arms reach back. You might even grab hold of your heels. And just breathe. Slow down your breath if it's sped up. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, pigeon pose. Right shin forward, gently set your body down. Right knee a little bit wider than your right hip. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. So this is called integrity. We're building the structure of the pose rather than just plopping into it. So pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Keep that structure as you bow. So right hip keeps pulling back as you take your heart forward and down. If you would rather take this on your back in a supine position, figure 4, just like this, perfectly fine. This is your modification. Sometimes it feels really nice to rock back and forth. About 5 to 7 more breaths. Soften your face. Just send your breath down into your outer right hip. Last couple of rounds, 2 or 3 more breaths. Okay, we're gonna slowly come back into a downward facing dog, or option to come with me into a 3-legged dog. So if you want to meet in down dog, get there however you'd like. If you're coming with me, plant your hands, tuck your back toes, right leg back and up, gently shake it out. And then option to flip your dog, step your right foot down behind you, reach your right arm forward, reach your heart forward. Press your hips up, feel your back muscles hug around your spine. If you're in the back bend with me, take 1 or 2 more breaths. And then everybody, we will meet in downward facing dog. So as you are ready, just find your way. Downward facing dog, both hands on the ground, hips lifted. Maybe walk it out for just a moment. Listen here. Inhale, rock forward to high plank or modified plank. Exhale to slowly lower. Back bend of your choice as you breathe in. And then just for a moment, child's pose. Reconnect to your breath. I did the practice outside today, so hopefully you can hear some of the birds, maybe the fountain in the background. It's nice out here. Not too hot yet. All right, next inhale, rise up to your hands and your knees. And we're taking it into a modified side plank. So pivot on your left knee, left foot comes out behind you, right leg extends back, and then right arm up. Modified side plank, here we are. Right foot can stay on the ground as you take your right arm forward. Lengthen your right side. If you want, you can float your right foot up. Make it strong and powerful, so really active through your right leg. Like you're karate kicking with your right leg. Stay here, or final option, bend your right knee, reach back, grab hold of your foot. Once you've got it, start to work the pose even more. So kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Try not to kick your foot up, but kick your foot back, rotate your heart to look up. So gaze up and see if your heart will follow. Spread your toes as you hold your foot in your hand. Take 1 more great big huge breath. End of your exhale. That feels so good. Slowly release. Back to hands and knees. And then back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Stretch it out. Exhale, pigeon pose. Left shin forward. Set your body down gently. You know what? I forgot to do pigeon on the left, on the other side. Probably are glad about that, but I'm going to get it. Don't worry. So we'll do or I forgot to do dolphin. Did I say pigeon? Forgot to do dolphin. So we'll get to it in just a minute. Go with pigeon for now. So left butt cheek pulls back. Right hip pulls forward. So you can see it's different than this. It's different than just plopping into it. This is sinking into my joints. I want to plug the femur bones into the hip sockets. Keep plugging that femur bone in as I take my heart forward and bow. All right, my friends, about 5 to 7 or 8 breaths here. So slow, big, spacious breaths. And if you want to take it on your back instead, please feel free. If there's a variation that you want to explore, please feel free. Soft through your face, loose through your jaw. Sometimes I even like to slide my jaw side to side. In forest yoga, she does that, and she calls it something weird on a forest, like jaw glide, lip slide, or something. So like sliding your jaw back and forth to loosen it up. Send your breath down into your outer left hip. Take about 3 more. Last big breath. And then let's meet back in down dog. So you can get there your own way, or if you're coming with me, moving into a 3-legged dog, plant your hands, tuck your back toes, take your left leg back and up, gently shake it out. And then option to flip your dog if you would like as a nice counter pose. Left foot comes down behind you, left arm forward, heart forward. Try to press your hips up, so get any flexion, any bend out of the front of your hips. Back muscles should be squeezing around your spine. Take 1 more round in your back bend. And then regular down dog. So everybody meet in regular down dog. However you want to get there, just walking it out. All right, inhale forward one last time. High plank or modify. Exhale, chaturanga, slowly lower. Inhale, heart lifts. Keep your shoulders back and down. And then just tabletop for a moment. Let's get that second side of our dolphin pose. All right, forearms to the ground. Grab opposite elbows if that's helpful. Forearms parallel or interlace your fingers to modify. Relax your neck, head heavy. You're not straining through your neck. And then tuck your toes, lift your knees. Pop your hips up as high as you can. Walk your toes in as close as you can without letting your elbows drift apart. Stay where you're at or take your left leg to the sky. Use your left leg to lift you out of your arms and your upper body. If you want to take some hops, play a little bit, feel free. Good job, friends. Take 1 more round. Huge deep breath. Push the ground away, hug in with your upper arms. End of your exhale, left foot down, knees down. Embryo pose, so like a child's pose, but your arms reach back. If it's available, you can grab your heels. Big, spacious back body breaths. Rise to hands and knees. And then come down onto your back so you can transition however you want, all the way down onto your back. Once you're there, take just a moment and stretch your body out really long. So arms overhead, legs forward. Big, huge inhale like you're being pulled apart. And then exhale, draw your knees in and just gently rock side to side against the ground. Massage your low back against the ground. Supine spinal twist. Take your knees over to the right, left arm out to the left. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. Shoulder square towards the sky. Breathe down into your belly. Soften your face. Let your body relax, so give your weight to the ground. Let it hold you completely. Take your last couple breaths on this side. Let's switch to the other side. So come through center. Take a moment to neutralize. Just kind of rock it out or give your knees a squeeze. So neutralize pelvis, neutralize spine. And then other side, knees over to the left, right arm out to the right. Gaze up or over your right shoulder. And feel your breath traveling all the way down to your belly every time. of your next exhale, or if you want to stay a little longer, that's fine. But when you feel pretty even on both sides, come back to center and just find a happy baby pose. So knees to the outsides of your ribs, soles of your feet face the sky. Grab hold of your feet if you can. If that's too much, you can grab ankles or the backs of thighs. Pull down with your arms, press up through your heels. So the intention is to create a neutral spine rather than rounding your back. So draw your tailbone towards the ground, draw the backs of your shoulders towards the ground, press up through your heels, flex your toes, pull down with your arms. Press up through your heels, there's resistance, so you're stabilizing. Take a couple more breaths. And then release, bring your feet to the ground with your knees bent, feet nice and wide, so at least mat width distance apart, and let your knees fall in. Bring one hand to your heart space, one hand to your low belly. So it's fine if the outer edges of your feet lift. Now feel the space in your low back here. Imagine you're breathing down into your low back, into your pelvic bowl. And just allow your breath now to come back to its natural rhythm, its natural cadence. Maybe you feel really good right here. This is a great place to end your practice. You can stay here for as long as you would like, for a little mini Shavasana. If you would like, you can move into your traditional corpse pose, legs extended, arms out by your sides, palms face up. I'm going to leave you here, so if you have enough time, take a Shavasana, take a few minutes to just rest, just soak in the energy of our practice. Thank you guys for joining me. 32 minutes on the clock. Good work. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.